everyone. Welcome back to a new video. Oh goodness. New episode. I've been filming a lot this week. Oh, anyway, filming a lot of videos this week, so my intro is in my mind. Um, as you could probably see, today we are making our predictions for IMSA at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, or as I've been writing it everywhere I write it, the TireRack.com Battle on the Bricks. This is a 6-hour race. I love that we're ending the year with double endurance races. I think it's so fun. Um, as always, Emu has already made her predictions, so I have those over here. I have the big yellow sticky note of predictions, and I'm going to read through each class and then tell you guys what her picks were, and then make mine. And you guys, of course, are more than welcome to join in. I want to know who you guys think is going to be there in victory lane at the end. So, we have a capacity field. There's 56 entries. There is one thing that I want to talk about before we get into it. This morning, the Heart of Racing team announced that they are running double GTD Pro cars this weekend. Normally they run one in GTD and one in GTD Pro. So the Roman DeAngelis car, he's going to make his GTD Pro debut with Mario Farnbacher. Which, is a big deal. I think some of it may have to do with the fact that the 27 finished second at VIR, and then they had their second place stripped away. So I think they were kind of just looking for a change. It is interesting, though, that the sister car, the 23, the Ross Gunn and Alex Ribera's car, Ross Gunn is only 17 points back, I think, of the class lead. So having, a team car in there to kind of block for you and help you out is like a huge deal. The interesting thing, though, with that situation is per IMSA regulations, because the 27 has made this class change, they can't finish the year. They can't like switch back for Petit Le Mans to GTD, so they're going to have to finish the year in GTD Pro. So that'll be really interesting. That being said, let's get into it. So, as always, I can never say anyone's names, which, okay, it's not actually true. I try my best. I also have a name that no one can say, so I get it. So, starting with GTP, we have the 01, the Chip Ganassi car with Renger van de Zand and Sebastian Bourdais. Then we have the Proton Competition Mustang Sampling 5 with Gian-Maria Bernay, Ben Viscal, and Alessio Piccarello. Then we have the Penske Porsche cars, the 6 with Nick Tandy and Matthew Jaminet, and the 7 with Dane Cameron and Felipe Nasr. Ooh. Then we have the 10, the Wayne Taylor Racing with Andretti, the first of 2, with Ricky Taylor and Philippe Albuquerque. We have the 2 BM. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Dying over here. We have We have the two BMW M Team RLL cars. We have the 24 with Jesse Krohn and Philip Eng, and the 25 with Connor DeFelipe and Nick Yellowly. Then we have the 31, the Whelan car with Pippo Durrani, Jack Aitken, and Todd Blomqvist. The second Wayne Taylor Racing with Andretti car, the 40, with Jordan Taylor and Louis Delatraz. We are once again seeing the Iron Lynx Lamborghini, the SC63. Um, and they have Matteo Caroli, Andrea Caldarelli, and Roman Grosjean. And then we have the 85, the JDC Miller Motorsports entry with Tim Vanderhelm, Richard Westbrook, and Phil Hansen. So, Emu picked the 7, which is actually not surprising to me. She's kind of a Porsche Penske girl. She really likes them. I don't think for racing reasons, but she really likes her car, so she picks them every time. um, who do I want to pick? This is the hardest part of this. You guys know this every single time. This is why it takes me an hour to do these. um, okay. So my first thought is one of the Wayne Taylor Racing entries, the 40 or the 10, or the 1, the 01. Hmm. I don't know. If it's taking me this long to pick the first class, we're gonna be here forever. Um, See, I don't know because I don't know the 31 though. It's kind of hard to mm, in an endurance situation, especially. It's kind of hard not to want to pick Pippo, but I also don't know. I'm not even like an indecisive person in real life, but this makes me like I can't. Mm, I feel like I'm gonna do that thing where it's like I'm gonna pick this team, but I think this team is actually gonna be up there, and that's gonna annoy me. So I can't think like that. I'm thinking the 31 or the 10. It's kind of like a coin flip in my head. I think I'm gonna pick the 10. Yeah, no, I already said it. I have to do it. But if it ends up like going the other way, you guys can laugh at me for that one. All right, moving to LMP2, we have the 2, the first of the United Autosports USA entries with Ben Keating, Ben Hanley, and Nico Pino. It's been a long week, you guys, and it's only Wednesday. Um, Thursday if you're watching this on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Then we have the 8, the Tower Motorsports entry with John Ferrano, Michael Dennon, and Charlie Eastwood. Then we have the 11, TDS Racing with Stephen Thomas, Michael Jensen, and Honto McElroy. The 18, Era Motorsport with Dwight Merriman, Ryan Dalziel, and Connor Zilch, who, that kid, man, he can drive. Like, super impressed with everything I'm seeing him do. Then we have the 20, the MDK by High Class Racing entry with Dennis Anderson, Seth Lucas, and Scott Hufker. The second United Autosport USA entry, the 22, with Daniel Goldberg, Paul DiResta, and Bijou Garg. Then we have the 52, the Inter Europol by PR1 Thyssen Motorsport, with Nick Boulay, Jacob Schmakowski, and Tom Dillman. Then the 74 Riley entry with Gar Robinson, Felipe Fraga, and Josh Burton. The 88, the Richard Mille AF Course entry with Louis Perez Campank, Nicholas Nielsen, and Dylan Murray. And finally, we have the 99, the AO Racing entry, also known as Spike, with PJ Hyatt, Paul Luchatan, and Matt Brabham. So many good choices. Emu picked the 74. She picked the Riley, which is a good one because that's usually where I gravitate towards. I might make a chaos pick. This is not like an overall chaos pick, but it's like kind of a chaos pick for me because it's so hard for me usually to pick someone that's not like Ben Keating or the Riley car. I think I'm gonna pick the 18. That's where the vibes are telling me to go. Very hard for me to pick someone that's not, like I said, Ben Keating because duh. But you know, we're going by vibes. All right. Moving to GTD Pro, we have the number one, the Palmer Racing entry with Brian Sellers, Madison Snow, and Neil Varhagen. Then we have the first of the Corvette Racing by Pratt Miller Motorsports entries, the 3 with Antonio Garcia and Alexander Sims. Then we have the 4, the second Corvette Racing by Pratt Miller Motorsports entry with Tommy Milner and Nikki Katzberg. Then we have the number 9, Pfaff Motorsports with Marvin Kirschhofer and Ollie Jarvis. Yeah, like I said, this hasn't been updated yet. With the whole Heart of Racing entry switch situation, which is why I wanted to talk about that first. But we have the 14, the first of the Vassar Sullivan entries with Jack Hawksworth and Ben Barnicoat. Then we have the 19, the Iron Leagues entry with Maximilian Paul and TBD, which is Emu and I's favorite driver. If you've been watching since like last season, then you get the joke. Then we have the 23, the Heart of Racing team with Ross Gunn and Alex Riberas. Then it'll be the second Heart of Racing entry, the 27, with Roman DeAngelis and Mario Farnbacher. Then we have the 62, the Risi Competición entry with Daniel Serra and David Rajon. Then we have the 2 Ford Multimatic Motorsports entries. We have the 64 with Harry Tinknell and Mike Rockenfeller, and the 65 with Joey Hand and Dirk Mueller. Sun Energy 1 is back for this race in the 75 with Kenny Havel, Jordan Love, and Chaz Mostert. And then we have the 77, the AO Racing entry. I think it's probably Rexy again with Lauren Heinrich and Michael Christensen. So many good options. Who did Emu pick? Ooh, she picked the 14. She picked Vassar Sullivan, which is a really solid choice. Good for her. I like that choice. Hmm. What is Kyra going to do? I don't know. Um, Too many good choices in this class. There just is. The one is good. The Corvettes can always, I mean, they're Corvette racing. That's really all you have to say. The 14, either of the Heart of Racings, the 77, 62 even. Uh, okay, no, anyone could win. It could literally be anyone. I mean, I love that everyone's so good and the racing's so good, but at the same time, y'all making it too hard. I don't typically I pick one of the Heart of Racings because they're my favorite. I feel like AO Racing is strong. I don't know. Do I make I don't know if I want a chaos pick for this one. Because I feel like picking the Corvettes could be a chaos pick. They had like double issues at the last race, and they both kind of went down. So I don't know. Not that I think they're unreliable, but I don't know. That feels like a chaos pick. I don't know if I want to make the same choice as Emu. It feels like a chaos pick to pick the 77 too. Ah, you guys, it's too difficult. I don't know. Help. uh, I don't know. Okay, let me in my mind eliminate, and then we'll just go from there. Not that one. Not that one. Hmm. Kind of want to pick the 3. Like I said, feels like a chaos pick. Kind of want to pick one of the harder racing teams. God. Why do I do this to myself? It's so fun and I love doing this, but also like, why do I do this to myself? I genuinely have no idea. Do I just pick the 23? Like, I feel like they're so good in endurance situations. I'm just gonna, I'm just, I'm doing it. Picking the 23. Okay, let's go to GTD, the class that is always so stacked and so full. Too many options. Okay, so okay, now I'm ready. Um, okay. Oh, what I didn't mention when I was talking about the 27 is they also, no, never mind. Ignore everything I just said. Okay. Um, So first we have the second Vassar Sullivan entry, the 12, with Frankie Montecalvo, Parker Thompson, and Aaron Telitz. Then we have the 13, the AWA entry with Ori Fadani, Matthew Bell, and Lars Kern. Then we have the 21 AF course with Simon Mann, Francois Haro, and Miguel Molina. Then we have the O23, the Triarci Competizione entry with Onofrio Triarci, Charles Scardina, and Riccardo Agostini. Then we have the Court off Preston Motorsports entry, the 32, with Michael Grenier and Kenton Cook. Then we have the 34 Conquest Racing entry with Manny Franco, Albert Costa Balboa, and oh geez, Cedric Spirizzuli? I don't know. That felt right. Then we have the 43, the Andretti Motorsports entry with Jared Andretti, Gabby Chavez, and Scott Hargrove. Um, Next is the Magnus Racing entry, the 44, with John Potter, Andy Lally, and Spencer Pompelli. I don't know if you guys saw, but was it this week? No, last week? Either earlier this week or end of last week, Magnus Racing announced that after the 2025 24 Hours of Daytona, they are kind of putting the team on pause. Um, John Potter said he is getting the chance to like work on his like dream like work project in his professional life, which I totally understand. So they will be going away, which is really sad. They're such a staple, but I hope they have a great rest of their season, and then I hope that they kind of go out with a bang at Daytona next year. Um, who's gonna make? Although I'm gonna say this, who's gonna make like the really cool and like kind of stupid and silly like driver posters? Then they have like the market on that corner. They do it so well. Um, so that's also gonna be like sad not to see that anymore. But forward we march. Okay, then we have the 45, the Wayne Taylor Racing with Andretti entry with Kyle Marcelli, Danny Formal, and Graham Doyle. Then we have the 47, the Sietler Racing with Roberto Lacorte, Giorgio Cernigiato, and Antonio Fuoco. Then we have the 55, the Proton Competition entry with Gianmarco Lavorato, Corey Lewis, and Ben Barker. Um, let's scroll. Then we have the 56 Dragon Speed entry with Henrik Hedman, Rasmus Lind, and TBD. um, yeah, I kind of thought that we would have someone by now, but it's okay. Saw a picture of the car the other day. It looks really cool. Then we have the 57, the Windward Racing entry with Russell Ward, Philip Ellis, and Andy Dante. Then we have the 66, the Gradient Racing, with Sheena Monk, Tatiana Calderon, and Stephen McAleer. Then we have the 70, Inception Racing, with Brendan Aribe, Frederick Shandorf, and Ollie Milroy. Ooh. Then we move to the 78 Forte Racing with Misha Goikhberg, Laura Spinelli, and Devlin DeFrancesco. Um, then we have the, I want to apologize for whatever my face just did. Then we have the 80, the Lone Star Racing entry with, oh God, I don't, I hope I don't butcher that. Sally Yulk, uh, Rue Pinto DeAndrade, and Scott Andrews. Then we have 83, the Iron Dames, with Rahel Frey, Michelle Gadding, and Sarah Bovey. And then we have the 86 Karen Lee, oh, I'm sorry, the MDK Motorsports entry with Karen Lee, Anders Fjordbach, and Brendan Leitch. Then we have the Kelly Moss with Briley entry, the number 90, with Jake Peterson, Kay Van Berlo, and Riley Dickinson. Um, I am a little surprised to see them back because I know they've been focusing mainly on what are they doing? Porsche Cup, I think. Um, but it's cool to see. Um, and then we have the 96, the Turner Motorsport entry with Robbie Foley, Pat Gallagher, and Jake Walker. And then we have the 120 Wright Motorsports entry with Adam Adelson, Elliott Skier, and Jan Halen. Did that feel like a lot to you? Because it felt like a lot to me. Um, okay. Emo picked. What did she pick? She picked. Oh, the 56. Interesting that she picked a TBD entry, but I feel like it has to be because you guys know, or maybe you don't, I make her a picture version of the entry list, and that car looks really cool. Um, so I feel like that might have something to do with it. I don't know who to pick. Like, stop me if you heard me say this before. There's so many options. Like, actually, too many. Okay, so let's narrow it down. I like the 12. I like the 44. Maybe the 70 now that they're driving a Ferrari. I'm just kidding. But I just think it's cool that they switched to Ferrari. Um, Maybe the 96. Okay, that's not that many choices. Narrowed it down very quickly. Let's see. Okay, so maybe 96. 44. 12. I don't think I would. I don't think I'm actually gonna pick Inception. That feels like a chaos pick. Normally, I would pick like the 27, but I can't do that this time. Hmm. Now I'm thinking maybe the 12 or the 96. Kind of want to pick the 12. I'm gonna do it. All right, so let's just run through all these. All right, so GTP, Emu picked the 7, I picked the 10. LMP2, she picked the 74, I picked the 18. GTD Pro, she picked the 14, I picked the 23. And GTD, she picked the 56, and I picked the 12. So those feel like really good, really solid picks. Sometimes we do have overlapping ones. Um, this time we do not, so it's all to play for. Even though I think I have like a 15-6 lead, it's endurance racing. Literally anything can happen. We still have, we didn't get a chance to do our pick for the IndyCar, our prediction for the IndyCar champion, um, just because I was too busy for that. But we have this race, Petit Le Mans, and then our NHRA champions. So still lots to play for. Um, like I said, I would love to know who you guys are picking. Um, I think I'm gonna make a short of this and pop that up on our YouTube channel. Um, just because I'm gonna upload this VOD as well, but sometimes people just like to see the information. So I'm gonna do that after this. Um, but yeah, that didn't actually take me that long. Sometimes it does, but this was not that bad. Um, but yeah, let us know who you guys think is going to be standing in victory lane at the end of these 6 hours. Um, it is a little bit harder for me because it's football season now. It's college football season and obviously regular football season, but it's a little bit harder for me to like live tweet the race and like live tweet football and like do all that stuff. Um, so I might not be tweeting like the whole time, but I will be on Twitter. And yeah, just if you don't, oops, that's the command. That is the command. If you don't already follow me, everything is linked. So yeah. Um, but yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this one. Um, after the race, I will be doing a little predictions like this is how it went video. I'll pop that up on our YouTube channel. So make sure you're following along there. Um, but yeah, as always, I am so grateful and so thankful and so appreciative of you guys for being part of our little internet community, our little corner of chaos. Um, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Yeah, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.